I'm used to living in gigantic mansions. But today I wanted to swap that out for the cozy modern apartment life, but with a little bit of a twist. I'm only going to be building the interior because who the hell cares what the flipping exterior looks like? The outside can literally go hide in witness protection for all I care. Ain't no one going to be seeing that. But with all that said, let's get started. So first things first. I need to close my curtains because the sun is gleaming on the screen. No, first things first, what we're gonna do is the layout. And as I said, we don't give a crap about the exterior. So I can do this however layout I want. And this is where like the lounge room's gonna go. If we just swoosh, oh my God, best editing ever. Over to my little inspiration folder. As you can see, I'm going for like a very open plan. Bad quality pictures. But do you see what I mean? And oh my God, look at the closet, guys. It's gonna be so good.
Anyway, yeah, this is going to be our lounge room. It is going to be open plan.
Then we're gonna make the kitchen come out a little bit because why not? All the way down here. Oh my flipping Lord. We don't need too big of a dining room now. Then is it just me? I'm feeling this should be the entryway corridor. Maybe at the end of the corridor, we can have a guest bathroom. If you have a guest bathroom downstairs, you're very polite. And I'm just gonna do a 1-bedroom apartment. So we're back to being selfish. And this here is gonna be our closet. Anyway, I just shut up and placed the walls in because right now this looks like a flipping jigsaw trap. And as you can see, we have gone for a 2-story over here. And that is, of course, for the 2-story. And then it goes 1 story, which I absolutely love because that's going to allow us to have so much flipping natural lighting. Now, weirdly enough, I want to start with the 2-story lounge room. But we are going to be going for the modern vibes. Now, you may be wondering, Reese's, how the hell did you have so much time to get all these inspiration pictures? Well, I'm glad you asked, guys. And I'm going to explain to you. Today, I went to London and I went to Hampton Court, which for those of you who don't know is where Henry VIII lived.
I'm Henry VIII.
And it was so cool. Editing Reese is just jumping in here, guys. This video was filmed like a week ago, so I've actually already talked about this on my channel, so I just sped my annoying voice up. The point of that was just to say I've got a lot of inspiration for this build today, and it's also like almost 7 p.m. Like that's almost my bedtime. But I was so excited that I just had to immediately hop on and film this video. But yeah, I've gone for a corner window display. I don't want too many windows, yeah? And then over here, we're gonna go for the proper one. I sort of cheaped out on those windows. I literally used the clear $89 window. Now, another little top tip if you are building a modern apartment, basically anything actually that has edges on it, then use pillars, resize them up to the roof, and then you add these onto the edges. And as you can see, oh, I love that. I love edging. Wait, what? No, don't take that out of context.
Bombastic side eye.
But so far, guys, I can actually just picture myself walking into here like, oh my gosh, I want to buy this apartment, y'all. Although I've never actually, IRL, seen myself as an apartment sort of person. I've always seen myself as a house person. But then sometimes I do look at these gigantic, like, NYC apartments and you're just like, dang. Then you look at the price and you're like, dang. Anyway, there is actually, what are they called? The tiled floor. The hell are you called? Oh, this. Polished. Oh, baby. I might have to use the polish today. Can you layer the polish? That haven't really done anything. Wait, what if we layer the polish with the normal one? Oh my gosh, jackpot unlocked. And I don't really want to go for checkered. Like, there's nothing wrong with a checkered marble, but I just don't feel it in my waters today. So now I'm going to try and focus again because we are indeed adding a skylight. And it does kind of annoy me when the roofs aren't all connected. Is that just me? So what I might do is I might do it in parts because that way, at least it looks intentional, like the disconnect. I kind of am feeling just going for the classic pyramid roof, you know? You just know that this is the penthouse because obviously nothing can go above it. I kind of want a skylight in here as well. Yeah. Should I do it, guys? Should I do it? But with these ones, obviously up on the top here, we're going to be going a little bit different. And we're actually going to be doing them like individual squares.
What the hell?
That's a triangle, babes. Triangle didn't get an invite to the party, okay? It's just simply squares today. Although it is actually kind of tricky to place these. I don't know why. Also, in my other video, you guys were asking a lot when the map revamp is coming. I don't know. I literally don't know the date. So I'm very sorry I can't give you any information on that. I kind of forgot what Bloxburg said in their video, but I swear they said summer. And now the most important thing when you're dealing with like these pyramid roofs is just make sure that you make the glass white because I'm sorry, there's nothing more repugnant than the blue blue glass in Bloxburg. Also, my face is literally burning right now. I put pseudocreme on because I got sunburn and it's like burning my skin. This is why I don't do face cam, guys. I literally look like a flipping state right now. I've just got pseudocreme all over my face. Now we're basically just coloring all the walls white. And I'm going to start with the furniture because I literally said I'm doing the lounge room and then I proceeded to just do all of the roofs. But at least let me add some windows up here, guys, okay? Is that allowed? You guys going to allow this from me? Wait, it doesn't even fit. Okay, let's just place a temporary wall here and then bang, a bang, bang, bang into the room. I want to go. And for once, I can actually build with the roof on, guys, because we can literally see what we're doing. I don't know about you, but this area here is flipping screeching to me for a fireplace system. And I do love this one. But it kind of looks unequal. Do you know what I mean? Like, that looks uneven, and this looks even because it's got, like, both sides on. However, I'm pretty genius, actually. And what I'm going to do is, because this is such a big room, I'm just going to take this one, and we're going to flip it over. I don't care that this is poking through, because this is obviously an interior-only build. If that was exterior as well, flipping hell, you guys, I would actually understand if you left. Now then, we need to decide the texture, and I do kind of want marble, but then another part of me wants to like go in and grab like a decal. No, do you know what? I'm gonna go for a plank action, and we got like a dual fireplace going on. It's absolutely perfect. Did you hear that? I just like choked. Oh my God, today, guys, in Hampton Court, I was literally choking on my own spit. We were in like this silent room where you had to look at paintings, and then you know when you like choke on your spit for like a minute, and I was like and then I literally had to leave the room. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, a TV. The fact that fits in this room is crazy, but no, we can't use that one. Get back. We could use this. Again, though, it's not going in the middle. And also, then we just have like a random projector. But honestly, I like that. So the way I'm going to do this is we're just going to pop it onto a basic shape. What's that about then? Fine. If you're not going to let me use a basic shape, surely a pillar's allowed. And obviously, we'll just color that the same as the fireplace. It's a bit annoying, but whatever. So you may be wondering, what are you going to put above the top then, Reese's baby? Well, what I'm going to be putting above the top is some shelving units. But I'm actually going to start the shelving units over here, and damn, it's so bright. I forget. It's like wearing sunglasses, and then you know when you take it off, like you're used to the dark and you take it off and you're like, damn! Anyway, yeah, the shelves are gonna be 110% custom. But then again, I don't feel like color is the vibe. I feel like we're just going for that basic vibe, okay, today. And rather than decorations on these ones, we're gonna pop speakers. So next up is decoration. And Reese's is my name. Surface decor is my game. But I'm not gonna like change too much of the original colors. Like I do still want some red. And once I added this jewelry stand into one of my living rooms, and somebody said, the decor in this house doesn't even flipping make sense. Who the hell has a jewelry stand in their lounge room? And ever since then, I've been literally terrified to place one. And it's taken me like 1 year to pluck up the courage to do it. So if anybody dares comment that, then I will literally cry. Now what do I do? Now we just have this room. I am gonna put a dining table here, but this isn't technically gonna be to eat on. Very rich people with big houses will often have like little chess tables almost in their living room because their house is so flipping big and they have so many places to sit. And now that we've got all of the space basically filled up,
I'm definitely going to be using the wicker sectional sofa.
well, apart from when it comes to the pillows, these are going to be really quite cool. And oh my gosh, have you guys heard the news? Mama Pig had her baby. It's called Evie. I built the Peppa Pig house like a month or two ago. So if you guys haven't watched that video, go and watch it after this.
12 seconds later.
Well, I was going to add these, but I don't think that worked very well, guys. That looks absolutely bombastic. So instead, I've actually thought of a really awesome design. My plan is got better. We're going to use the semi-transparent one, and we're basically going to make like a glass table. But oh my goodness, guys, this is so different to what I normally do. I'm absolutely loving that. And the thing is, we genuinely do not need a chandelier in here. Like, there is so much flipping natural light. We're going to do the kitchen next, but I do just want to like pop the hallways in. And oh, okay, putting the floor in there, are we? Don't know if I agreed to that, but okay, y'all, you know what I'm like. I did get a little bit carried away, but I stopped myself before I got too far. Like, I didn't add the doors at least, so that's good. Now, the one door I do know I want is the doors into the closet. I just already knew that these had to be a double glass door. Now, when it comes to the bathroom, I'm actually thinking a similar thing, a double glass door. I mean, technically, we have a dual entryway, which means that we can have glass doors here, and then maybe like a more secure big double door coming off of the actual entrance. I do like these doors, the modern door. And if you add them together like that, that kind of looks sexy, you know? If I just slither a little pillar into the middle. And wait, why is the default color of this legitimately perfect? And well, what's going to be going in the other ones, you might ask? Of course. Really? You can't use these? No, do you know what? I don't actually care. I would rather have the archways than that skanky wall trim anyway. And I guess we could even have skylights like in the hallway. I did not even think about it. What's that?
What was that?
What the flip is that? And wait, we don't have to make it so thick because that kind of blocks out a lot of the light. And well, there we have it, guys. I've got all of the skylights and that is what it looks like from the exterior. But I'm just taking full advantage of the fact that it's an interior only build because normally I would never be able to have this much like fun light in here. So I do kind of want to get out the silly rooms out of the way just because like I'm building a flipping modern apartment here. I'm not thinking like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to do the hallway. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not what I'm thinking. So we're going for like a very glamorous theme, if you couldn't tell, in this hallway. And I feel like if you truly are a celebrity in this house, then you're definitely gonna have like a lot of designer coats, like some Burberry coats. So I've added in a lot of Burberry style items today. And then as for the hallway, I kind of feel a fireplace is necessary. So I feel like we could have another one of these sofas in here. Obviously, we'll chop the ends off, but I wanted to just copy and paste it because we already placed the pillows looking like really nice. And wait, I'm slowly but surely starting to feel like one of those pro builders, guys. It only took me 5 years of building to finally feel good. And oh my goodness, how expensive are these shelves? I just basically grabbed the shelf out of the other room. It's $8 grand. But anyway, there we go. That's basically the hallway done. So the silly room, as I put it, out the way.
Get out of the way.
We're now going to move on to the kitchen, which I promised you guys 5,000 years ago. But we're finally here. And it's going to be a little bit simpler than you might think. So this is like my plan for the kitchen. There's actually nothing wrong with it because when you think about all the extras that you have to pop in, like a sink, it slowly but surely starts to add up. Like we can have a dual fridge and I find it so satisfying like snapping in all of the appliances afterwards, like snap, $6,500 stove. And I keep burping and I keep tasting the pie that I had for lunch. Because obviously when you have like a fun day out, you have to go and get like a fun meal. And obviously this looks like an actual horror film right now because who the hell leaves their kitchen that disgraceful color and texture? So let's now get the island bench in. Now here's the kind of difficult part because this kitchen island has like 5 million different looks to it. But again, we have used this plank so many times. It literally looks like this, but like white, like a peachy white. And then finally, we're gonna be adding some marble. And you know what, why do I always do that? I always run in like I'm doing rabbit. The easiest way, obviously, to do this is just to bring it out. Oh my goodness, that is such a slay. Now, the thing is, there is too much space here, like, to not look weird. So I might add some more of our crystal baubles. If we make them, like, taller, not that tall, babes, no, then maybe here we can add, like, a little, just like a design. And then we can have some stools over here. Now, this room here kind of could do with a chandelier. We could either use a chandelier or we could use some more of these strip windows. Wait, that sounds kind of wrong, a strip window. Now, the dining table, I hate to disappoint you, but it's actually really simple. We're going to take another one of these gigantic carpets, and then we're going to pair it with the modern dining table. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to be kind of a nice table, but we're going to use the stylish at each end, and then these modern ones in the middle. So it's an 8-seater dining table. I also want it all to be wooden khaki. How uneven is that? Having a panic attack. I'm having a panic attack.
I'm having a panic attack right now.
Now, I don't want to give too much away, but we are going to be... Ow, sorry, I just like fell off my chair. We are going to be skedaddling into like the bedroom, bathroom, and closet. And then we'll obviously do like the little guest bathroom. Don't think I forgot about that. I totally haven't forgot about that. Anyway, closet. We're going to be going into the modern closet. And normally, I can actually be honest, my closet's not flipping basic and ugly as hell. I'll just place a bunch of these in. Now today, technically, I am doing that, but in a cooler way. Okay, you've got to hear me out. But the first thing I'm going to be doing here is not coloring it like a gender reveal. The next thing that I'm going to be doing differently is adding in LEDs. Now, if that didn't look slay enough, I kind of want to try the other thing that they had going on,
which was like a glass doors all around.
And just in the middle, we're gonna have some roses. Now, normally I add a lot of other things into my closets, but today, this one just speaks for its flipping self. What do you mean? Now, for the bedding, I'm gonna be using the most premium bedding Bloxburg has to offer me. And imagine that big shelf fell on your head in the middle of the night. Why do I think of this stuff? That is not funny. But what the hell? That is actually kind of crazy talk. I could not have a shelf that big above my bed at night. Now, the one thing I do find with when you've got like a bedroom with a closet and an ensuite, then what the hell do you put in here? Like, what do I actually put in this room now? I guess I could add some like thin pillars, sketching their way along this wall. Another thing I could very easily add is some plantage. Another thing is we don't actually have like an office in this apartment, which I feel like if this was realistic, they probably would, but ain't no way I'm adding a flipping office after all of this. So instead, it's time for the iconic hairpin. And speaking of hairpin, actually, do we have any? Yeah, baby. This is what I was kind of hoping for. You want a fast computer that works for you at home? Oculum is the one for you. It's sure to get your email sent in a flash. And it's been a while since I've used the sleek armchairs. These are actually kind of like a little mini sleigh. And okay, honestly, what is actually sleigh bedroom? I think I've done that really well. So the guest bathroom, I might add a shower in here because let's say you do end up having a guest over, then obviously they can at least sleep on your massive sofa, but then you don't want them really using your bathroom. Now you may be noticing that this gigantic shelf is sticking through. Well, that's actually fine because I kind of want to add another one here sticking through. And okay, y'all, so this is what I've got going so far. So really, the final thing that we need to do is the shower and the bath. What was that? And then along the walls, we're gonna add fountains, like pouring into the bathtub. We can even add some more windows either side. So with that, the modern apartment is built. Okay, guys, so if you are curious how much this modern apartment, bear in mind, this is interior only. Ignore this, please. It will set you back around $267,000, which I don't think is too shabby wabby. Now, as we go inside, this is like when you get home from a busy day. We'll do like a full-on role-play scenario. I'm so tired, Lucy. Who's Lucy? The first thing I like to do when I get home is have a big glass of water, but because for Bloxburg's sake, we're just gonna, appreciate my hallway first. But no, I'll be running straight into my kitchen room, and this is the view that you are met with. A little glitching, but for the most part, absolute glory. I will admit, the skylights look a little weirder actually out of build mode and in person, so I'm not a big fan of them actually, but it's kind of fine. But yeah, we go straight to my kitchen, we go to the sink, and we get myself a glass of water. And then over here is the lounge room. As we sort of alluded to earlier, if you had guests, this is probably where they'd have to sleep. Now, through this room is if you were to have like a little guest. We also then have one last room, which you can go through any of these doors. But if you are a bedroom person, then you might come in here and you can just chill around. You can look at your gorgeous closet. Like, seriously, that is stunning. Or you can bath in your fountain bathtub. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very entertaining video. Let me know any other crazy builds you want to see. Bye!